The next lesson you're going to look at is looking at how to work with email. And we're looking at it from a perspective of email blasts. So I'm going to show you here that on our class website, I've gone ahead and set you up your own personal email. So whatever I sent you, it's going to be that at phsstudios.com. That's for our class only here. And then the login. And here, we'll stop loading auto scroll, disable that. And we're going to use RoundCube instead, because that gives us the ability to do what I want you to do, which is use your HTML knowledge to compose an email mailer. So, I'm going to look at just a few of the basics of email. If we hit compose, we're going to go here, and we have the options for from and to. From, of course, is you. However, here you have the option to enter or edit how you are identified. So instead of me there, I could say Mr. Mikesel and hit save. And then when I go back to my mail, I go to compose, it's now from Mr. Mikesel. The to email portion is directly who the email is to. That's a given. You also see these options CC and BCC. A CC is what's called a carbon copy. Think back to when you see either like store receipts where they have a white copy and you get the pink copy and someone else gets the yellow copy. That's where it came from. Carbon copy, they receive the email, but it's not directly intended for them. That's the fundamental difference. And then sometimes you don't want to see everyone else's email address or who you're carbon copying the email to. So this blind carbon copy means that anyone in the to and the carbon copy cannot see who received the email. So it's a little sneaky. The subject, of course, is what the user sees first, which is the subject of the email. Now, you can write an email two different ways. You can write it where it's plain text, or the reason we're using RoundCube in this instance is you could use your HTML skills to compose an email. And you're able to set it up then with different pictures and tables, etc., etc. So for example, if I go put in a table here, we'll do a 2x2 table, insert. Now it's showing up nice and pretty. Well, I guess not so pretty. Gotta get in there. There we go. You can insert smiley faces, different emotions. And what this is going to allow it to do is then show up as an HTML email and look a lot better than what you're used to. And you can even go here, click on the HTML button, and do the source code itself. Something that all of you should be very capable of doing. So for example, if I want to put text beside the table, go in here, I'll do a paragraph and say, hello class. Then you know by now we can make the table style float to the left. And that will then put the text right beside the table. So you are able to build a pretty cool looking email through doing this, and that's what the assignment, that's what I'm going to have you do, is build a pretty cool looking email using the HTML. And that right there is the fundamentals behind email, and then you can use the HTML to build a pretty cool looking email that then you're going to send to me in the assignment.